Yes, Sue, it's a little like the opening ceremony. There is a very keen anticipation, but now it's without concern because Melbourne has achieved its aim, and often in spectacular style. Now comes their party, not in triumphal mood, I'm sure, but just in celebration.
One of Melbourne's organisers used the gymnastics analogy. He said, Melbourne is about to perform a dismount, and we'd like to think we're as close to a perfect 10 as possible. Let's see, shall we?
10 days ago, the people of Melbourne welcomed you to the 18th Commonwealth Games. Now, the city and its people prepare to say farewell. Live from the Melbourne Cricket Ground, the organising committee of the 18th Commonwealth Games brings you the closing ceremony, starring, in alphabetical order, Sarah Blasco, Casey Donovan, Dame Edna Everage, John Parden, Grinspoon, Gymnastics Victoria, Paul Kelly, Ben Lee, the Body Rockers, the Flying Fruit Fly Circus, and the National Institute of Circus Arts. With the music of the presets, the Games Symphony Orchestra and Choir under the direction of Chong Lin, with special appearances by the City of Melbourne, the people of Melbourne, and the Melbourne Salvation Army Staff Band.
The opening sequence here is a homage to Melbourne's great game, Aussie rules football. A little parochial, you might think, but then it is very much this city's and this state's game. On stage are Grinspoon, and we're seeing players, squad members from various teams. There are 18 that make up the league, and it's a game that has its high point here in the MCG. Gameplay between two teams of 18 players on cricket ovals or something of similar elliptical size, and up to 185 meters long, and just about everything goes, Hazel.
It does. And by way of whetting your appetite in terms of Aussie rules, season gets going on Thursday. And in fact, I believe it's the Sydney Swans who are defending the title. And they won it right here in the MCG. They always have the grand final in this magnificent arena.
And the favourites this time, according to the tipsters, are a little just down the way on the coast, St Kilda.
They're mad about the game in Melbourne. St Kilda, one of 8 teams in the AFL.
Piece of music is not unsuitable. It's called Hard Act to Follow. But the 9 clubs of Melbourne and the 10 of the states in Victoria, that's the total 9 of the state clubs are in Melbourne, hope that they can follow Sydney and do better. Now members of the Australian Ballet Company, all dressed in the colours of the Aussie rule teams.
It's all going to work out fine. We're better off alone. You better off alone than lying to ourselves. Lying to ourselves. I don't care what you said. I don't care what I know. Don't say it's all been a waste of time. You better off alone. Stop lying to yourself.
Portobello. And
Well, you
now,
might
welcome to the
think that was a slightly
presentation
strange mixture, but they often call Australian rules football aerial ping pong or aerial ballet. And we saw the sculptures of the ballet dancer and of some of the action from the famous mark. They make the mark not dissimilar to rugby when the ball is cleanly claimed, having travelled a long distance, and an opportunity for the recipient to kick it back with some venom.
High on the hill, looking over the bridge to the MCG. Way up on high, the clock on the silo says 11 degrees. I remember, I'm reading today, the month of May, all the burning leaves. Stumbling around, my feet don't even touch the ground. I remember, I go leaps and bounds, I go leaps and bounds.
As Paul Kelly sings, you're seeing pictures and sculptures of various icons of the city. We were looking there at the Skipping Girl on Victoria Street, which used to be a sign, the first neon sign indeed in the city, over a vinegar company. And it was taken away by the company when they moved, and there was a huge protest, so they built another one to replace it. We're also seeing physical theatre. There are professional training institutions, including the National Institute of Circus Acts, whose students are performing here in this act, which is entitled Here Comes the City. Now this, you'll probably know, is the Melbourne Cup. Melbourne Cup, Australia's richest horse race and a national obsession. First run in 1861 at the Flemington Racecourse, and it's been run every year since, every year through the wars and through times of depression.
They call it the race that stops a nation. I think we've got one of those as well at home. Coming up very shortly indeed too. The Melbourne Cup itself has been awarded since 1919, as you were saying, and in today's money, the cup itself worth about £40,000.
We just had a little glimpse at another big event to be held here, which is next weekend when the Grand Prix circuit comes here to Melbourne. These are sweetheart lollies. Hot lips kiss me, will you come back? Why not? Be mine. Good pals stay true. It's the sort of Willy Wonka of this area, one Macpherson Robertson, who first started manufacturing these sweets back in the 1880s.
One distinction you've got to make here in Australia is that lollies are sweeties and sweeties are lollies back home. Very strange.
Please stand.
Macpherson also introduced chewing gum to the United States and indeed to Australia.
The people of Melbourne and Ben Lee.
You think he deserves credit for that?
I don't see much evidence of it, fortunately, on the streets around Melbourne anyway.
Woke up this morning, I suddenly realized we're all in this together. I started smiling, cause you were smiling, and we're all in this together. I'm made of atoms, you're made of atoms, and we're all in this together.
city's changing, 'cause we are changing and we're all in this together. Every 12 seconds, someone remembers that we're all in this together. In the kitchen of your rent-control apartment, we're all in this together. Come on, people, I don't mean to rush you. I only wanted to reach out and touch you. I've got to start to open my heart.
We're listening here to Ben Lee, whose musical career began in 1993 with the band Noise. And these pictures you can see, people have been asked to produce photographs of their ancestors. It's an idea to show how this city developed from the indigenous people and from the people who came to this city, referred to as the world's best ever second chance.
And also there's a new set of sculptures on one of the old rail bridges across the Yarra here. And they're called the Travellers, a series of giant steel sculptures which slide back and forth across the river, depicting the waves of immigrants who've journeyed to make Melbourne their new home. It's all reflected in this sweeping sequence.
And the key words here of the song, we're all in this together. And you can see that spells I love M for Melbourne.
Started crying, 'cause we're all in this together. Then religion, well, that's a big decision. But we're all in this together. We are all in this together. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. We are all in this together. We are all in this together. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. We are all in this
He won a string of awards last year on the record industry here in Australia, including Best Artist. Certainly a show at considerable pace and a great deal of enthusiasm.
They promise us a concert, and it's been non-stop so far. This is a real showcase for Australian talent.
And these are now the Body Rockets.
There's so many things I like about the Commonwealth Games. I just don't know where to begin. Okay, well, I like the way you look at me with those beautiful eyes. I like the way you act, all surprised. I like the way you sing along. I like the way you always get it
performances here by the circus artist and by Gymnastic Victoria. But everybody on the move in one way or another.
Well, it does reflect the success for Australia in the gymnastics hall. 6 goals, wasn't it, including 2 for Josh Jeffress, the best individual all-round man. Actually, we've got to be careful about the Body Rockers here because they're actually a British-Australian duo. You've got Dylan Burns and Kaz James, who's from Melbourne, so talent from both hemispheres.
I like the way you move.
Trampolining not yet a sport in the Commonwealth Games. And they really are blessed this evening with a delightfully balmy evening. Compare this with Manchester 4 years ago, when you probably will recall it absolutely poured with rain during the closing ceremony, which was very tough on Manchester. Here is a sort of Federation Square, more recent architectural style, the cultural landmark of Melbourne, surrounded by buildings clad in shiny metal, in chrome and glass, all of which seem to be withstanding the noise at the moment.
And I'm sure there will be thousands of people in Federation Square right now because it's been one of the hot spots. They've erected huge screens all around the city, and there have been thousands of people just cruising around in the evening, watching the television, watching the games going on, thoroughly soaking up the atmosphere.
The Blind Fruit Fly Circus and members of Gymnastics Victoria.
Now we will have...
And now join me and welcome me to centre stage, Mr. Simon Burke.
This is an item entitled Thanks to the Volunteers.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. There's a group of quite extraordinary people without whom these games simply could not have run as smoothly as they have. There are 14,000 in number. 200 of them are our special guests tonight here on the MCG. Ladies and gentlemen, please join with me in thanking the volunteers of the 18th Commonwealth Games.
The words from Simon Burke, very well known and most accomplished actor in this country since he won the award of Best Actor at the age of only 30.
Use the local argo, your Bonza and True Blue. You're in the league of Wearing with Farlap's Giant Heart, your Shane Warne's Spinning Fingers and Nolan's Priceless Art. You're the Paris end of Collins. You're the Birdcage when it's spring. You're Myers' Christmas windows. Like Kennedy, you're king. You're the Espy and the Windsor. You're the Princess and the Madge. And all the things that make us proud, you wear them like a badge. And when it was time to do a service, like Melba, you returned. You didn't ask a penny, but our respect and thanks you've earned. You did us all a service. You told people where to go politely. You soldiered on by crikey, come rain or shine or snow.
Well, I've heard the volunteers thanked on many Olympic and Commonwealth occasions, but never quite like that. It's the first time that volunteers, in fact, have been invited to actively participate in a
Ladies
closing
and
ceremony.
gentlemen, Miss Sarah Blasco.
There is freedom within, there is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There's a battle ahead, many battles
see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. You know they won't win. Now I'm towing my car. There's a hole in the roof. My possessions are causing me suspicion, but there's no proof. In the paper today, tales of war and of waste, but you turn right over to the TV page. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. You know they won't win. Now I'm walking again to the beat of a drum, and I'm counting the steps to the door of your heart. Only shadows ahead, barely clearing the roof. Get to know the feeling of liberation and release. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. You know they won't win. Don't let them win. Don't let them win. Don't let them
Please thank Sarah Blasco, Simon Burke, and the people of Melbourne. And now, welcome to the centre stage, Paul Kelly and the Stormwater Boys.
We're now going to hear Rally Round the Drum. And as you can tell, a bit of country and western.
Like my brother before me, I'm a tin boxing man. Like our daddy before us, traveling all around this land. I woke up one cold morning, many miles from Fitzroy. Slowly it came dawning, by Billy Leach I was employed. Ride around the drum, boy. Ride around the drum. Every day, every night, boy. Ride around the drum.
This song dates back to the days when the boxing shows used to come to town all around Australia, and they used to bang the drum to alert everyone to come to the show that was coming into town.
Rings out across the showground, and all the people come. Then Billy starts calling. Step right up, one and all. Is there anybody game to take on Kingston Law? Right around the drum, boy. Right around the drum. Is there anybody game? Right around the drum. Sometimes I get tired, but I don't ever growl. I've got to keep on fighting, although ever ride. Right around the drum, boy. Right around the drum. Right around the drum, boy. Right around the drum. Right around the drum.
Ladies and gentlemen, please thank Paul Kelly and the Stonewall Boys. And now, welcome to the arena representatives of the 71 Commonwealth nations. England, Cyprus, Gibraltar, Guernsey, Isle of Man,
Flags of the 39
Malta,
winners, as well as those who took part. 31 of the 71 have won at least one medal.
Wales,
22 of the nations have struck gold here in Melbourne.
Ghana, Kenya, Lesotho,
Out in front of everyone, Australia, having claimed double the total of medals than their nearest rivals in the medal table, England.
Nigeria,
England second, but the Aussies, a magnificent haul of medals once again, just short of their all-time best number of golds anyway. 84 golds, they had a target of 88, but overall 221 medals for Australia.
Bangladesh, Brunei Darussalam, India, Malaysia, Maldives, Pakistan, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Belize, Bermuda, Canada, Falkland Antigua and Barbuda, Bahamas, Barbados, British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Dominica,
Grenada, who won their first medal at these games, and then Funchik in the 400 meters.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, Turks and Caicos Islands, Cook Islands, Fiji,
71 nations, one less
Kiribati,
than in Manchester
Nauru,
because of the departure from the Commonwealth in very sad circumstances of Zimbabwe.
Norfolk Island, Papua New Guinea,
Papua New Guinea, only the second gold in their history, and it came on the pool. Ryan Pinney, the first gold in swimming by any South Pacific nation. A real milestone for Papua New Guinea this time.
Australia,
And there, the map of the world, but not as it's usually seen, with Australia not down under, but up on top. Commonwealth, about 1.8 billion people, make up 30% of the world's total. What a nice tongue-in-cheek touch, that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honourable Mike Fennell, President, Commonwealth Games Federation. The Honourable Steve Bracks, MP, Premier of Victoria. The Right Honourable, the Lord Mayor of Melbourne, John Soe. Srimati Sheila Dixit, Chief Minister of Delhi. Mr Suresh Kalmadi, Chairman, Organising Committee, Commonwealth Games 2010, Delhi. Mr Randia Singh, Vice Chairman, Organising Committee, Commonwealth Games 2010, Delhi. And Mr Ron Walker, Chairman, Melbourne 2006 Commonwealth Games Corporation.
And Ron Walker getting huge applause, as indeed did the Lord Mayor.
Your Royal Highness, the Prince Edward, Earl of Wessex, Your Excellencies, Prime Minister John Howard and Mrs Howard, Prime Minister Blair and Mrs Blair, Premier Steve Bracks and Mrs Bracks, the President of the Commonwealth Games Federation, Mr Mike Fennell and Mrs Fennell, my Lord Mayor John Soe and Mrs Soe.
He is a very popular man, the Lord Mayor. He's a restaurateur, has been very successful.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 3,654 days ago, the staging of the 18th Commonwealth Games was just a glint in the eye of us all. Tonight we celebrate the closing of one of the world's greatest sporting events, involving 4,500 athletes, 15,000 magnificent volunteers, together with an amazing team of 1,000 young men and women who have worked tirelessly in our office in order to deliver the Games to us all. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we celebrate the greatest coalition of Commonwealth countries ever seen. A Commonwealth we have presented to the world as the Smart Commonwealth. For the first time in history, the Queen's baton has travelled to every one of the 71 Commonwealth nations, completing a journey of some 180,000 kilometres, the longest relay on Earth. I wish to thank Prime Minister Howard, Premier Bracks, Lord Mayor John So, together with their governments and indeed the City of Melbourne. I want also to pay tribute to our board for their many years of dedicated service. I wish to thank the people of Melbourne and Victoria for acting as such warm and enthusiastic hosts to our visitors from across the globe. I want to thank you, the athletes of the Commonwealth, for your spirit and passionate endeavour in both victory and in defeat. You have inspired us all. For the past 11 days, 71 nations and territories have symbolically come together as one great family, united by the Commonwealth to stage the friendly games. Our Commonwealth is our shared values of democracy, justice and compassion. Our Commonwealth is our diversity. Words cannot convey how grateful I am to the staff, our magnificent volunteers, our athletes, our sponsors, the 9,000 police officers and members of the armed services, and of course you, the spectators and viewers, for making the Games such an inspiring success. Thank you, Melbourne, for this great partnership. We are all united by the moment. Melbourne, we did it!
The Honourable Steve Bracks, MP, Premier of Victoria, and Mr Suresh Kalmadi, Chairman, Organising Committee, Commonwealth Games 2010, Delhi.
As Premier of Victoria, in a few moments I will entrust the Commonwealth Games Federation ceremonial flag to your care and ask that in due time you deliver it to the host city of the 19th Commonwealth Games to be held in Delhi in 2010.
This duty I willingly undertake to fulfill.
And now, Gondwana Voices will lead the exchange of the flag.
A song of farewell is sung in Waiwurrung, the language of the local indigenous people. The sentiment of the song: you came to the land, we shared our cultures, now we are sisters and brothers. Safe be your journey, sweet be your pride. Take the spirit of this land with you until we meet again. The flag party representing Australia's 3 emergency services. Flag is given to Mr. Su. Pass then to Mr. Brax. Steve Brax, the Premier of Victoria. Then passes to Miss Sheila Dixit, the Chief Minister in Delhi. Finally, from Mr. Kalmadi to Mr. Singh. Mr. Kalmadi, Chairman of the Organising Committee of the Commonwealth Games 2010, Delhi.
Your Royal Highness, Prince Edward, the Earl of Wessex, Your Excellencies, Prime Minister John Howard, Prime Minister Tony Blair, we are indeed very happy that a Commonwealth country is going to host the 2012 Olympics. Premier Steve Brax, President of the CGF, Michael Fennell, Lord Mayor John So.
They don't miss. He's an icon of this city.
Chief Minister of Delhi, the next host city, the dynamic Mrs. Sheila Dixit, members of the Commonwealth Games Federation and Executive Board, athletes from 71 Commonwealth countries that represent 1/3 of the world's population, members of the Organizing Committee of Melbourne 2006 and Delhi 2010, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of 1 billion people of India, the largest democracy, one of the fastest growing economies of the world, and the Organizing Committee of Delhi 2010 Commonwealth Games, we have great pride, honor and joy in accepting the Commonwealth Games ceremonial flag. Melbourne 2006 has set high standards. Delhi too shall deliver a fantastic games in 2010. But before that, Pune, the city of youth, sports and information technology of India, will host the Commonwealth Youth Games in 2008, which we assure you will be a success.
Extra promotion.
There is tremendous excitement and anticipation in India as the countdown to the Delhi 2010 Commonwealth Games now begins. Come to incredible India and experience the unity in diversity, our rich cultural heritage, history, and traditional hospitality. I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you to come to Delhi in 2010 for the first ever Commonwealth Games to be held in India.
Lovely reaction from the crowd.
And together, we will take the Commonwealth Games movement forward to new frontiers and new friendships. I congratulate Ron Walker and the organizing committee of Melbourne 2006. And the Minister for Commonwealth Games, Justin Madden, on a super job done. Thank you, athletes. You raised the bar.
Bar, of course, which is on the
Thank
Commonwealth
you,
Games
Melbourne.
flag.
You people are truly friendly.
And he's certainly right about that.
Thank you, Australia. Thank you, volunteers. You did a magnificent job. And now, in your very own MCG, a celebration, a glimpse of what awaits you in 2010 at New Delhi. Bye-bye.
Mr. Kalmadi, a man who suggests he be as determined and forceful as was Mr. Ronald Walker.
Where 22 languages and hundreds of dialects unite as one voice, democracy. Where the modern weaves into the traditional to produce one fabric, progress. Where new technology and enterprise meet to unleash one power, knowledge. Where its culture blends with all major religions into one belief, peace. Where 2 billion hands join together in one gesture, welcome. India awaits you. Confection of modern and traditional India. Please welcome the gorgeous star from India who has crowned Miss World and is now making waves in Hollywood, Aishwarya Rai.
Monuments, the Gate of India, the Red Fort, Taj Mahal at Agra. music you're hearing is Bhangra, a lively form of folk music and dance, originating from the north of India and traditionally performed when celebrating harvest, but now used in modern times as music for celebration.
The suave and dazzling Saif Ali Khan.
And you're just beginning to get a scale of this handover sequence from Delhi, the largest handover sequence in Games history. Something like 1,000 performers, 600 of whom have been flown in, all professional dancers.
And the gentleman you saw there, Saif Ali Khan, is the son of the famous cricketer, Ali Khan. And there are many famous sporting figures that will appear. And this lady is Rani Mukherjee, made her film debut in 1996, one of the most successful actresses in India. It is, as you say, Hazel, huge, and a lot of professionals and a good deal of money has been spent on this taste of Delhi. Saif Ali Khan, just to clarify what I said, is the son of the cricketer Mansoor Ali Khan Pataudi and the actress Shamila Tagore. There are the famous sporting figures, including Kapil Dev among them, and Sunil Gavaskar in the world of cricket.
Lara Dutta, Miss World 2000. Priyanka Chopra as well on that. For alongside that Shira, the mascot of Delhi, is a Royal Indian Tiger.
I'm sure you picked out Kapil Dev, he was in the rear rank.
Rajvardhan Singh Rathod, Kazam Singh and Satpal.
So there's a famous badminton player of the past, Prakash Padukone.
All you wonderful people, come join us. Let's explore new frontiers, forge new friendships. The theme song of Delhi 2000 Days. Delhi Chale is
Performing now
performed by
on stage
India's
some of India's finest singers.
Suniti Chauhan, Shamagdava, Shreya Ghoshal. Enjoy.
I should think we'd be exhausted after day one.
Well, it's certainly energetic, sparkling, full of colour. It's an all-singing, all-dancing Bollywood production, isn't it?
Certainly very, very colourful. This grand finale is a performance of the theme song for Delhi 2010. They're certainly ahead of the game. You can fairly say that Delhi have taken over the MCG at this juncture.
Barry, this is practically the opening ceremony in 2010, squeezed into 11 minutes.
Commonwealth Games Delhi 2010. Swagat.
Well, breathtaking stuff. My only regret is that we've seen none of the athletes yet of these games who normally are on the centre of in the centre of things, enjoying it and adding to the atmosphere of these games.
They're coming shortly. We believe, waiting in the wings, ready to make the
Should have been on by now.
And now, the Honourable Mike Fennell, President, Commonwealth Games Federation.
And we're back at Melbourne 2006. Seems a bit quiet.
Your Royal Highness, the Prince Edward, Vice Patron of the Commonwealth Games Federation, Your Royal Highnesses, Your Excellencies, the Right Honourable John Howard, Prime Minister of Australia, the Right Honourable Stephen Bracks, Premier of Victoria, the Lord Mayor of this wonderful city, Melbourne, Mr. John Sow.
On cue, absolutely on cue.
The Right Honourable Don McKinnon, Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Chief Minister of Delhi, Prime Minister Tony Blair, athletes of the Commonwealth, ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by recognizing an outstanding Australian athlete, a celebrated representative of this country, who tonight is attending his last formal function as Governor of the State of Victoria, His Excellency Mr. John Landy.
One of the great milers and 1500-metre runners who broke Roger Bannister's record almost as soon as it had been broken by Roger himself, and took several
As the curtain
points off
falls
it
on the
too.
magnificent staging of the 18th Commonwealth Games, let us all rejoice on what has been truly a memorable celebration of Commonwealth sport. Over the past 11 days, we have witnessed the performances of athletes from 71 countries and territories competing intensely for 1,334 medals. We have seen 74 Commonwealth records broken. Two world records, each in swimming and EAD events, and several athletes achieving their best ever with national records, all in a spirit of friendship and united by the moment. We salute all athletes for their magnificent performances. The quality of organization of these games has been exceptionally high, and we congratulate and thank the organizing committee and all staff members for their contribution to this success. In particular, I would again pay tribute to the thousands of volunteers who have not only assisted our teams and delegates, but have also left an indelible mark of kindness and friendship on all. Thank you, volunteers. A large number of people and organizations have contributed to the success of these games, and I would like to highlight the significant support by the governments of Australia and Victoria, led by Prime Minister John Howard and Premier Stephen Bracks. Particular mention must be made of Minister Justin Madden as the Minister for the Commonwealth Games. His commitment has been solid and steadfast over the years of planning and organization. The chairman of the organizing committee, Mr. Ron Walker, and his team at Melbourne 2006 have done an outstanding job and achieved a level of success that has set a new standard for our games. Our host member of the Commonwealth Games Federation, the Australian Commonwealth Games Association, with their president, Mr. Sam Coffer, has played their role admirably, and we appreciate and thank them for all that they have done to make this Games a success. To you, the spectators and people of Melbourne, you have just been simply great. You have attended all sports in large numbers consistently throughout the Games and have provided the necessary support and motivation to all our participating athletes. Thank you, spectators. The security, medical, transport, and all other services have been of the highest quality, all of which contributed enormously to the success of the Games. And now we set our sights on 2010 and Delhi in India, with the inspiration derived from these Games and the standard of excellence that has been set. It will be a hard act to follow, but we have every confidence that the bar will again be raised in 2010. Our memories of Melbourne will remain firmly in our minds as we continue our pursuit of those values of humanity, destiny, and equality through sport. Melbourne, you are simply the best.
The most popular statement of the evening, without question. And they have produced a wonderful Commonwealth Games.
And now it's my pleasure to present the David Dixon Award. This awardee has been selected by a representative from each of the 6 regions of the Commonwealth. And I have much pleasure in announcing that Mr. Samresh Jung of India has been selected as a David Dixon awardee for the 18th Commonwealth Games.
David Dixon, the former Honorary Secretary of the Commonwealth Games Federation.
Mr. Jung, in the sport of shooting, won 5 gold medals, a silver medal, and a bronze medal. Unfortunately, Mr. Jung has returned already to India, and I will now ask a representative from the Indian Olympic Association, Mr. Randir Singh, to accept the award in his honor.
The David Dixon Award was established to honour the memory of the late David Dixon for his outstanding services to the Commonwealth movement in his role as Honorary Secretary of the Commonwealth Games Federation from 1982 to 1999. This award is presented to the outstanding athlete of the Games based on their performance at the Games, fair play and overall contribution to their team's participation at the Games.
In total, Mr. Jung now has 12 medals because he won 2 gold and 3 silver in Manchester.
And now, on behalf of the Commonwealth Games Federation, I have the honour to invite our Vice President, His Royal Highness, the Prince Edward, to declare the Games closed.
In the name of the Commonwealth Games Federation, I proclaim the 18th Commonwealth Games, Melbourne 2006, closed. And in accordance with tradition, I call upon the sportsmen and sportswomen of the Commonwealth to assemble in 4 years' time in Delhi, India, and there to celebrate the 19th Commonwealth Games. May they display cheerfulness in concord so that the spirit of our family of nations may be carried on with every great eagerness, courage, and honour for the good of humanity and the peace of the world.
So the 18th Games officially closed. And I can only regret again that we have not seen the athletes joining in the closing ceremony. All those who were selected by their countries to carry their flags have not been seen to have had that honour. And we're back where we started, with the little duck. But many had their dreams fulfilled during these games.
And now, please welcome to the presentation stage, Casey Donovan.
Saying goodbye, it's never easy. Sometimes love is a fair weather friend. Just when you thought it was forever, your world it comes to an end. You know I felt like this. I've been there before. And there is one thing I know. It's better to love it. Feel the pain than to hide your love away. 'Cause I'd rather feel, I'd rather cry. It's better to love.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd now like to make a special musical thanks to the thousands of individuals who gave their all to make the last 10 days so extraordinarily special. We thank them for their endeavours, for their motivation and their inspiration that they've provided us all. Please thank the athletes of the 18th Commonwealth Games.
The words from Andrew Gaze, Australia's best-known basketball player. You may remember he was the Australian flag bearer at the Sydney Games of 2000. There, some of the English athletes.
Yes, it's been a good games for England. 110 medals, 36 of them gold, and I'm sure many of you were watching this morning when Gail Ems and Nathan Robertson won the last of those in the badminton mixed doubles. And there's the Saltires of Scotland, their best ever games, surpassing the feats of Brisbane in 82, previous best of 8 golds, 11 this time, 29 in total, and 4 double gold medalists from Scotland, 3 in the pool, and 1 from sharpshooting Sheena Sharp on the shooting range.
And here are the Welsh. Hazel, they certainly had their moments too, not least David Davies.
Yes, indeed. The first gold in the pool for Wales for some 32 years. Michaela Breeze, gold in the weightlifting, and she actually carried in the Welsh flag tonight. She smashed Games record on the way, and the third gold for Wales from David Phelps on the shooting range and the rifle.
And there are a number of the Indian team. For many, it was successful. For many, it was a learning exercise for 4 years' time.
And from India's standpoint, once again, fantastic success on the shooting range. 16 golds this time.
Please thank Casey Donovan and
Led by
Mr.
the man we
Andrew
were just
Gaze.
honouring.
And now,
And indeed his
to respond
wife.
on behalf of
Yes.
the
Did you have
athletes,
1 gold too?
please
Very
welcome
happy
Michael
household.
Klin.
And now here is Michael Klim, who was part of the relay team that finally brought gold for the Australian men in the pool.
To be able to respond on behalf of the athletes. The life of an athlete involves great sacrifice as we push our minds and bodies to their limits. That demands great discipline, commitment, blood, sweat and tears. But it also relies on a huge amount of support. So I'd like to now thank all partners, families, coaches, clubs, organisations and governments that helped us achieve our best.
Man of considerable experience in the
And now
pool.
I'd also like to share with you some
Excuse me, I'm sorry,
anecdotes about the life
this is me, Dame I'm Edna with something a little more interesting to share. Oh, isn't this a wonderful event? I'm so proud to be a major part of it. Oh, possums, how I wish I could be here with you now in the flesh. But if I had been here in person, then they wouldn't have put me on such a big screen, would they? And I know this sounds awful, and call me old-fashioned if you will, but frankly, I do have more important things to do at the moment. Carrying the message, the Melbourne message, to those poor little possums in the United States who have no idea why they haven't been invited to participate in the Commonwealth Games. They don't even know where Australia is, poor darlings, or anywhere else for that matter, bless them. Thank goodness the Canadians do. A wonderful little country which was joined to Australia in the Jurassic period. Did you know that? I know it because they found caves in Alberta containing fossils of women exactly like me. Isn't that spooky? This is a historic event because only 10 minutes ago, Melbourne finished paying off the 1956 Olympic Games, which really introduced Melbourne as one of the world's most hospitable cities. When I'm feeling emotional, I'm often short for words, but songs, they come a bit easier. And I've written one for you tonight. You'll never forget it, or its message, or its beautiful melody, and I will be helped in singing it by 1,000 Commonwealth dames.
As we know, there's nothing like a dame. We're going to see Ednas everywhere here. And the music sounding remarkably like Gladiator.
Poor old Michael Klim, bumped out of the limelight.
Yeah.
Treated a bit like Madge Alsop, actually.
Well, in the briefing, it says that with Olivia Newton-John, Kylie Minogue and Nicole Kidman, then Edna Everage is one of the remarkable succession of female stars to emerge in Australia. Oh, really?
Barriott also tells us that she spent her time visiting world leaders and jet-setting between her homes in Los Angeles, London, Sydney, Switzerland, and Martha's Vineyard.
Here, beside Port Phillip Bay, some settlers came to stay without the proper clothes. They said this was just a whiffy swamp, yet with imperial pomp, a city soon arose. Now we praise those pioneers. It's taken a few years, but time has proved them right. We give our thanks upon the year's backs, and possums, that is why I'm up here tonight. Oh yes, they made the most of Melbourne, those pioneers of Melbourne. Our hats are off to them. Let's praise this city of surprises, of culture and high rises, Australia's crowning gem. Yes, we've proven here today that Melbourne loves to play, and sport is not a sin. Once we cheered Olympic flames, and now we've had these games, and let some of you win. Since those early settlers docked, a myriad folk This little spot called Melbourne is the city of my birth. It's not as hot as Brisbane or as far away as Perth. It's not as small as Adelaide. Compared to Canberra, it's bliss. And if you've been to Melbourne, you can give Sydney a miss. Sydney a miss. We made the most of Melbourne, and we can boast of Melbourne. 1,000 flags unfurled. Tonight, let's drink a toast to Melbourne, the city of the future, the envy of the world. Fireworks!
Now, pyrotechnics, which we are promised will be far better than at the opening ceremony, where we started with a dream, and maybe some people will feel that when the fireworks came here, we were woken up from something pretty close to a nightmare.
Well, Dame Edna saying that one can give Sydney a miss. When she sang that, you could hear the sound of thousands of tinnies being thrown at the telly in Sydney.
Well, it was different.
Barry, I swear I saw you singing along at the end.
Now we're waiting for John Farnham. We have some athletes running onto the stage. I think by invitation, well, better late than never. I haven't had a big enough part to play in this closing ceremony, and they should have, in my humble opinion.
Well, John better watch his step. He might get swamped by these athletes now. Barry, there's been plenty of partying. I have actually heard that 11 medals have had to be repaired as a result of over-partying.
So why can't we be still? Why can't we love each other? It's kind of amazing skill.
Flag of the Isle of Man. Mark Cavendish was due to carry their flag. Won the gold in the 20-kilometre scratch race on the cycle track. First medal since 1986 when they took one in the skeet shooting competition.
And in fact, the first time the Isle of Man has won more than one medal in the games. Took the bronze in the men's trap pairs as well, Tim Neal and Neil Parsons. And I would expect a guard of honour at Ronaldsway Airport when they get back. Flag of Sri Lanka, gold for them too.
Mr. Chomlin, ladies and gentlemen, on the keyboards, just over there. Let's join this party.
They're the most successful Scottish Commonwealth team of all time.
Yes, medals as well. Golds, we mentioned the ones in the pool, 6 in the pool, 2 on the shooting range, also 1 in cycling for the team sprint, including Chris Hoy and the boys, 1 in bowls, Alex Tatty Marshall and Paul Foster in the men's pairs, and 1 in boxing late last night, Kenny Anderson taking gold in the ring.
And you said all that without even looking at a note. That's brilliant.
It's indelibly printed, these games, from a Scots perspective.
We consider carefully the options put before us. So much we've done, so much love, so much waiting for.
Now, it's been a bit of a mixed bag for the Northern Ireland athletes here. Not a great medal tally for them. They took a silver in the men's triples, and David Beattie, who carried their flag in today, a silver in the shooting in the men's trap, the man from Portadown. But I think the biggest disappointment from Ulster's perspective, the boxing, no medals there, which has accounted for a large percentage of their total medals over the years. Margaret Johnson just pipped for the bronze at the bowls and the singles in her 6th gate.
On that point of the boxing, it's interesting that Uganda, who've always had their medals in boxing, instead got medals on the track. They did have 2 very big successes.
Yes, Dorcas Nzakuru, the first female athlete in Uganda's history to take one, and it was a gold in the first ever women's 3,000 metre steeplechase, and Boniface Kipron in the men's 10,000 metres as well. So double their tally.
they're certainly joining the party now, the athletes. The Welsh Dragons. And their flag should have been carried in by Michaela Breeze, weightlifter, but of course we didn't see any of the flags being brought in.
No.
We didn't see Mick Galt, for example, who deserved to be seen, the Englishman.
Yes, he's now England's most successful Commonwealth Games athlete ever. 15 medals, including one more gold here.
More than that, I'm a proud Australian, and I really think it's fantastic the way that Melbourne and Australia has taken these games to their hearts. All this wonderful, youthful enthusiasm, it's really been captivating. Good on you, folks!
John Farnham, born in Essex in England. His family came to Australia in 1959. His first commercial success, you may remember, Sadie the Cleaning Lady.
Slightly better known for the number that he'll do at the end. You're the Voice.
He's had a considerable career and was once named Australian of the Year.
Some of the New Zealand athletes trying to get in the shot there. And they had a wonderful finale to these games when the Silver Ferns became the Golden Ferns after they beat Australia in the women's netball. Wonderful achievement, given that the Aussies had never been beaten in any match in Commonwealth Games history.
To say I congratulated one of their number, and the answer I got was, we expected it. Good rivalry between those two countries.
Just
usually friendly. Haven't seen any athletes from Jamaica, but they've got plenty to celebrate.
They did, and all of their 22 medals came in track and field, 10 of them gold, and I think to underline just what a showcase this is for emerging athletes. You think of someone like Asifa Powell, who never won a major title before. That's his first in the men's 100 metres, and hopefully he'll go on to greater things in Worlds and Olympics thereafter. But the Jamaican sprinters in a class of their own, they swept the boards in the men's and the women's 100, 200 and the sprint relays.
Does help, of course, if you remember to pass the baton.
Indeed. Mind you, I don't think I've ever seen as many batons dropped in one game as here in Melbourne.
The numbers are increasing. More and more, as they say, have come on down.
Jersey, there we go. Jersey, Elizabeth Kahn was carrying their flag in today. She just missed out on a bronze in the women's badminton singles today. And the women's pairs in the bowling also lost their bronze medal match against New Zealand. There they are. Well, they've had a big rivalry, as you'll be aware, with their Channel Island neighbours, Guernsey. Commendable performances from their perspective by Dale Garland in the decathlon. In fact, he led early on at one stage, and he's now going to switch to track events. 400 hurdles, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of potential. Ian Powell, of course, of Guernsey too, made 2 finals in the swimming. Canadian athletes, 3rd in the medal table.
And with that remarkable rhythmic gymnast who actually had more medals, gold medals, than anyone else here at these games.
Yeah, she snuck in under the radar today. Alexander Orlando claimed another 3 gold medals. and that took her tally to 6. So she equals the Commonwealth best in one games held by Ian Thorpe and Susie O'Neill, the Aussie swimmers.
How are you, Possum? At least they don't have to ask them if they meet someone down there, what's your name, because they know it's Edgar.
This is dedicated to winning the prize. Thank you. Okay, Possums, let's go! This one's called Play to Win. If you want it, come and get it. You don't have a chance if you don't move now. I'm not waiting any longer. You know that I'm playing to win this time. When you make your move, I won't hesitate. If you take too long, you can be too low. This time I'm playing to win. Come and say it. You don't have a chance if you don't move now. Make it mine, make it play. You know that I'm playing to win this time. When you make your move, I won't hesitate. If you take too long, you can be too late. This time I'm playing to win. I'm always wishing games on my own. I'm leaving most of my way. I got what I wanted for me. I didn't receive just but that's what I needed. I love my life.
He's a brave man.
John Farnham on walkabout. At least he didn't drop it.
Haven't seen any Kenyans, we should mention them, shouldn't we?
Indeed, yes. Wonderful track and field history, of course. 6 gold medals in the middle and long distance events. Really did dominate in those races. Right here in the MCG. Which I have to say, we were dubious early on about how this arena would translate into one for athletics, but it was magnificent.
It is just that. Doesn't matter what the sport, it has some special aura about it. Look forward to Boxing Day. The Ashes match will be here. They've deserved their extra partying, and they seem to be everywhere, the Scots. Goodness me. Back to Manchester and Sir Stephen Redgrave. I think it might be said too that what was achieved in Manchester gave a launching pad for these games, which have now, as they say, raised the bar. And on the evidence of Delhi, they won't fail through lack of trying, from what we saw tonight.
Indeed. Everybody's going to be singing along to this one. Reached only, I believe, number 6 in the United Kingdom charts. 1986. My goodness, is it really 20 years ago?
One or two kilts in evidence. I think this was arranged before it was known that your country, Hazel, would be as successful as they were.
Yes, I do remember this bit from the original, albeit 2 decades ago, but it does seem rather appropriate, I'll give you that.
Well, certainly a wonderful final rendition. The man who remember sang with Olivia Newton-John, Dare to Dream in Sydney at the opening of the games there, and he finishes the closing of the games here, John Farnham.
Well, these Commonwealth Games have been friendlier than ever, I reckon. And I guess all I can say is that Delhi, follow that.
Well, that sums it up, really. We've all loved Melbourne. They have done a wonderful games. They wanted to compete with Sydney. Of course, the Commonwealth Games isn't an Olympic Games, but this was a jolly fine Commonwealth Games. This was the moment of the handing over of the flag. And this was very good, but I have to say it was too long for the closing ceremony of this Games. It belonged more in the one to come. And now the MCG will be returning to its other role, and next week it will be all about Aussie rules football, and of course it will be about the Australian Grand Prix.